Hi there, Robin here, and in this video we are going to be talking about the PS35KX, which is a 35 amp regulated power supply with low ripple. What does that mean? Well, of course, the obvious, the first one, 35 amps. Now, there are lots of ways how you can get, especially at 12 volts, a lot of current. But to maintain a low ripple and have fully regulated, that requires a little bit more work. And that's what goes on in this box here. This is really designed for any type of electronics that needs to maintain good, proper current. If you have, let's say, a car amplifier in a car, it's running off of a big battery. And even though you have a charger connected to that battery, it's going to give constant power to that battery, and then all your equipment just pulls off properly off of that battery. When you take something and you plug it into an AC outlet, you're now starting off with alternating current. Alternating current's great for everything that was built for alternating current, but when you actually want to use something that requires DC, direct current, well, then it can only utilize half of that actual current coming off the AC. Once it makes the conversion, it has to do two things. It has to maintain the actual level of voltage that you want to have running into your equipment, and then they have to invest time and energy in making sure that you get what they call low ripple, which means we have enough capacitors, enough electronics in there to make sure that we have a steady flow of current. With alternating current, only half of it's good to get converted into DC. So that means we have gap, current, no current, current, no current. So we have to turn that into a steady stream of current on a DC output. That's what this guy's going to do for you. And that's what's really going to save your big equipment when you're running it in 12 to 15 volts. So that means anything, if you're running it off of, let's say for car or for boat, it's probably going to be at around 13.4, 13.8 volts. Tends to be the happy spot for that kind of equipment. To do that, they give you a knob right in the middle, which gives you voltage adjustment. And amazingly enough, when you actually dial this in and you say lock it down where the red dot is, which it looks to be about 13.8 volts, doesn't matter the amperage, we can see that go right up to 30. It's going to maintain and hold that output at 13.8 volts, which is very, very impressive. So again, you're buying big power supplies like this to run it at, even though it has 35 amps and it can run and maintain 35 amps, you want to keep your projects 25 to 30. Always keep something in reserve, right? For the output terminals, you definitely want to be using proper connections. We don't want to just put bare wire right on these wires. That tends to overheat everything. Make sure you have proper eyelet connections so that we can screw down, or push-in connectors. So the push-in connectors here are exactly the same as banana plugs on speakers, just for reference sake. So you definitely want to have the proper size cables, 4 to 8 gauge, if you want to really start pulling some power off of here. Think about installing, let's say, a car amp into a car, and look at the size of wire you need to do that project. That's what you're going to have happen here. So definitely no smaller than an 8 gauge wire on this connection. If you put a wire that's too small on here, it'll start to overheat. Overheating, either with bare wire or just having poor quality cables connected, is going to cause problems internally. Right off to the side here, we have a red light. You do not want to ever see this red light. It's called a protection light. And right, just like it says underneath, refer to your owner's manual when this light up, because this can mean all kinds of problems, and that means you're going to have to fix something internally to make it work again. Outside of that, it pretty much covers everything without getting really too heavily technical on everything that's going on inside. Trust me when I say the most important things about these kind of power supplies is to keep your equipment running well by having enough technology in here to give us constant, consistent, on-demand power, because that's what it's all about. So I hope this video helped you in your buying decision today. Maybe we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.